that the people be able to know what's going on. And they're not voting on the legislation itself, the global treaty. They're voting on just letting the president have unlimited power to do whatever he wants on the treaty without ever being able to read the thousands of pages. But look how it ties in that article from earlier. NRA blogs says that gun blogs, videos, and web forums threatened by new Obama regulation to kill the information concerning the Second Amendment itself and the way it's written so broadly to maybe not even let you talk on air about the Second Amendment, period. That's how broad it is. And remember, they had the fairness doctrine before. The latest regulatory assault published in the June 3rd issue of the Federal Register is as much an affront to the First Amendment as is the Second, warned the NRA lobbying shop. Your action is utterly needed to ensure these online blogs, videos, and web forums devoted to technical aspects of firearms and ammunition not become subject to prior review of the State Department bureaucrats before they can be published. And remember, with Cody Wilson and the printable AR-15, he didn't go and sell printed AR-15s. He just put up for free globally, outside U.S. servers, how he made a system to print the magazine and to print the upper and lower receiver and other parts of an AR-15. And for that, they came after him. This is unprecedented.
Okay, we've lost audio there on that report. What Alex was doing was breaking down the article that we have on Infowars.com. Again, well, he's coming back. Hang on.
BBC's reported on, and others, how they created the EU, created the NAU, created the TPP, and are now rolling it all out in front of us arrogantly, because if they're ever identified, then, ladies and gentlemen, they're not going to get away with all this. So the fact that they're about to force a vote in the UK on EU membership, the fact that all this is happening is very, very positive. But make no mistake, under Bilderberg-controlled TPP, Monsanto, you won't be able to label, and your country won't be able to keep the garbage out. That's what this is all about, is these corporations neutralizing national sovereignty, doing whatever they want, whenever they want. And finally, before I throw it back to David Knight, here in the final segment on this Sunday edition, please support us and understand it's very expensive to send 3 reporters to Europe. It's very expensive to run this operation. It's very expensive to have the servers and to have the writers and the camera people and the customer service folks and the infrastructure and the legal and the electricity bills and breaking air conditioners. I mean, it cost me, I don't even want to tell you how much it cost to run this operation. To run this operation in New York City would cost about $150 million. We live in Texas, where it's a lot less expensive and where we can do a lot of things, so it cost a fraction of that. But let me tell you, it's a big nut to crack, and we so you stand at the heart of Infowars.com. Thank you for your support.
Again, that's breaking up, but as Alex is pointing out, support us as we send our reporters to Bilderberg. It's not cheap to do that. Right now we have a special where you can support your health as well with Survival Shield X2. We got it $10 off a bottle. That's going to sell out today, it looks like, at the rate it's been selling. Again, that's a way that you can support your health, provide for yourself, as well as support our operation here. We also have the Save America t-shirt, where you can inform those that you know about Title IV, Chapter 1 of the U.S. Flag Code. Tell them that it is a situation that we are under distress. We're under distress because our sovereignty is being attacked. Everything about this country is being sold out to a secretive multinational corporate cabal.
Hey,
just look at this article
Alex
that we...
back with us.
Okay, hang on. We're going to go back to Alex.
You all for your support, but whatever you do, stand up for the First Amendment and free speech worldwide and spread the word about Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. That's the real power we have, is reaching out to others with this information. And that's why we're growing, it's why we're under attack, and that's what we're looking for, is to get in the globalist face, to draw their political fire, to expose their positions so other people can understand what we're facing. Because business and politics and life is all war. We simply apply war using the weapon of the truth and history in the face of the globalist, and we're having a big effect. If more of you join us and get aggressive and break yourselves out of the trance, we can win and restore the republic. Alex Jones signing off for Infowars.com. If you're watching or listening to this transmission, you are the resistance.
And again, that was Alex Jones, and the article he was talking about primarily was the one that we have up at Infowars.com. Rand Paul demands the White House release trade deal text immediately. He says, I believe we ought to be able to read the legislation before we vote on it. Remember when everybody talked about Obamacare, and Nancy Pelosi said, well, we have to pass the bill so we can find out what's in it? Now we've got Obama trade. Same situation, except that not only do we have to pass it to find out what's in it, we know that they're going to change it endlessly once it does pass. We know that our representatives are not going to be able to amend the bill once it's presented, but after it is done, this international trade regime will be able to bring in other countries that are not currently in it. They will be able to add things to it, to change things to it, ad infinitum, to infinity and beyond. It's important for us to be there. Let's take a look at what happened last year when we went to Bilderberg. Of course, what we saw was Ed Balls, who was the British shadow chancellor of the Exchequer. Again, that's the power. The Labour Party was out of power at the time, so they come up with a shadow cabinet. Chancellor of the Exchequer is equivalent to the Secretary of the Treasury here in the United States. So he's the guy that's all about the money. So he shows up to one of the gates, and InfoWars caught him when he was looking for his credentials that he didn't have. He had to open up his suitcase. And what was in his suitcase? Take a look at this video right here. As you can see him at the gate, he opens up the suitcase. We got very close to this. And as he opens this up, you see that the entire suitcase is filled with documents. Now, this is a guy who supposedly supports the labor agenda, okay, the workers. But this is about corporate sellout. Just like we had the article at the end of this week, had TPP emails show a CEO joking about making royalty payments to U.S. officials. Of course, it was a joke, but it isn't really a joke that they get royalty checks from these guys. Okay, this is how they roll this out. It's why it's important for us to be there so that people can see the corruption. They tell everybody, oh, it's just, we're just getting together with friends. We're just nothing important that we're talking about. And yet, look at this. An entire suitcase filled with paperwork. It's interesting to note that Ed Balls was the highest-ranking official who lost in this last election in the UK. Maybe that had something to do with it, the embarrassment of it. But prior to that, at the previous Bilderberg, Paul Joseph Watson confronted Ed Balls when he and Alex Jones were at the BBC, and this is how that exchange went.
Hi, Ed. I'm Paul. Nice to meet you.
Hi there, how are you?
What did you talk about at Bilderberg then?
Yeah, come on.
Breaking your ministerial code. Give us a word, Ed, please.
Breaking the ministerial code?
Yeah.
I'm not a...
Meeting with secret private meetings.
I'm not a minister.
Yeah, but
oh, yeah, that's fine. He's not a minister. He's not a minister now. He's no longer in power.
With an InfoWars.
Join us tomorrow.